Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Screaming. Welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Into the Light / Final Shape intel. And in this video, we're going to be covering this week's Friday update. XUR has returned. Unfortunately, no Trials of Osiris this weekend because we have Iron Banner. But there is plenty of other stuff that you're probably going to want to jump into over the weekend if you haven't had a very good chance to play at all this week. Some of this will be for today. We're going to cover all the glitches and cheeses that are still currently working in the game in all your favorite activities like Onslaught and, of course, the new Pantheon. But to start off, XUR today can be found over in the Winding Cove in the EDZ, if you don't know exactly where. Simply load in here. There's a little tunnel that brings you up to the ledge. You don't have to jump up the cliff like you'll see most people doing. But today he is selling the Prometheus lens for the exotic weapon. This is a trace rifle. Used to be super glitched back in the day. If anybody remembers laser tag, let me know in the comments section down below what your favorite laser tag experience was. Of course, we'll enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel, and we do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out on any of those. But not really sure how it plays at the moment. I think it did get kind of a buff. I think it can have like an incandescent type thing going on now, and with solar builds being what they are, always good, but especially good at the moment, especially for survivability. I can imagine this being fairly decent in PvE meta, though maybe not the game-breaking bug that it was in PvP back in the day. We have the Lucky Raspberry for the Hunter class with a 66 roll. Very good roll, I would say, and a decent stat distribution. Mobility is good. Strength isn't bad either. Would have maybe liked to have seen a little bit more in the resilience, but overall I would pick this up if you don't have a good Lucky Raspberry. Always a decent exotic to have in your arsenal. We have the Doom Marchers for the Titan class with a 65 roll. Also not bad, though I would have liked to have seen a lot more of that mobility maybe into strength, but still a decent roll overall. And again, if you don't have them, I would suggest picking them up because I always found myself using these as like a go-to, though they might be sort of mid-tier, maybe PvE meta at the moment. Let me know in the comments if you're using these or the Lucky Raspberry. But I did like the Doom Marchers maybe a couple of years ago, especially with arc builds. We have the Getaway Artist for the Warlock class. Not one that I find myself using that often, but only because I like Fallen Sunstar when I'm running an Arc class. But this is not a bad exotic by any means for the Arc Warlock, and this is a very good roll. 67 is definitely one of the higher rolls you'll see overall if you're lucky. 70 being the highest exotic roll you can get from XUR. I always say that. From XUR, he will only ever sell a 70 stat roll exotic. You can get 71 stat roll exotics from other sources, but not from XUR. So a 67, you're 3 off from the total max. That's very good. As far as legendary weapons go, we have a True Prophecy with Overflow and Elemental Capacitor, or Compensator. I always say that incorrectly. We have the Grid Skipper with Moving Target and Snapshot Sight. I would actually recommend this for PvP if you're looking for a decent pulse rifle. I always found that I enjoyed the Grid Skipper. The sight on it seems to be very forgiving if I remember correctly. Just let me quickly look at which one that is. Yeah, chambered compensator maybe. I think it's really not down to what the barrel is. It's more just what sight rolls on it. So just, I'm not sure what you would call that archetype. Do the sights have archetypes? That's actually something I'm not totally sure about. They just have like red dot or cross or something along those lines, but I don't know if that's ever listed anywhere, unfortunately. We have the Akilos hand cannon with triple tap, Focus Fury, and Rasputin's Arsenal. This is a deep sight activation weapon. We have a Truth Teller with Grave Robber and Swashbuckler. The Tarnished Mental with Rapid Hit, Volt Shot, and Right Hook, another deep sight activation weapon here. And I would definitely recommend picking this one up. These weapons are sort of, they don't come that often. They're from, I can't remember exactly which season, Season of the Plunder. And this was probably one of the best weapons you could get from Season of the Plunder. Scout rifles, it's always good to have a good scout rifle collection for whenever they're in the Champions meta. And this is, in my opinion, one of the best ones to get for PvE if you're looking to run any arc class, just because of Volt Shot and its rapid hit. It's a lightweight frame, so it's fairly fast and has good range on it. So I would say this does a lot of work in PvE for the end game if you're looking for a good arc scout rifle. We have a Shadowed Cypher machine gun with Under Pressure and Unrelenting. Not a bad machine gun. And we have the Fire and Forget linear fusion rifle with Rangefinder, Chill Clip, and Ambush, another deep sight activation weapon here. This is also not a bad linear fusion rifle if you're looking for a good stasis one. For legendary armor across the board, I would say they're all pretty decent rolls as far as stats are concerned, as far as total stats. As far as distribution, not the best for the Warlock. I think the Titan's got a few good ones. The Hunter might have gotten one good one as well. But everything was about between 60, seems like 64 and 67 as far as legendary armor goes. This is the 7th Seraph armor set if you don't have it and looking for transmog. Over on exotic weapons page, we have the exotic Cypher, the Hawkmoon with smooth grip. And that is going to be it for all the information regarding XUR today. Now I'm going to make my way just around the solar system directory for 1 second before we head over to the tower, and I show you something a little bit interesting, fairly major glitch that people are going to want to maybe jump in on before 7 hours after the daily reset timer, and we'll cover Banshee 44 as well. But of course we have Pantheon this week. Lots of fun. Hopefully everybody's been enjoying it. Definitely the thing to do at the moment. Onslaught still also very fun at the moment. So between that and the Whisper mission, which is just great overall, I think there's a lot of really fun activities to do. And we're going to be getting the Outbreak Perfected exotic mission eventually. So that's going to just be another added bonus. But as far as Pantheon is concerned, there is a few things you're probably going to want to know as far as glitches and cheeses associated with it that I'm going to be making a video on and probably releasing it tomorrow. But if you'd like to know a little bit more about that, let me know in the comments section down below. It will either be tomorrow or on Sunday. But if you'd like to know about it a little earlier, let me know in the comments. Of course, we'll enter you into the next giveaway for this video. As far as Onslaught's concerned, there was a couple of fixes. The boss glitch / cheese spot in the roof, I guess, has finally been fully patched, though there are multiple spots in that map that don't require you actually going even up into the roof to actually cheese out any of the boss. So there's still a lot of things to cover as far as Onslaught is concerned, and I'll probably do that again in a revised Onslaught glitch / cheese video. The other thing about Onslaught is I do believe that the Invincible ADU glitch is still working. So if you didn't see my video on that, it will be linked in the top right corner or at the end of this video, but I'll also include that in my next Onslaught update video. But keep a lookout for the Pantheon stuff. Like I said, it'll either be coming tomorrow or on Sunday, but let me know in the comments if you'd like to see it earlier. We also, of course, have my previous video about all the stuff that you can use to solo Legend Whisper, but I will have another video on that coming, infinite time glitches, all that kind of stuff. But you can always look to my previous videos if you're looking for more information, if you're looking for the Oracle locations as well. As I said before, no Trials of Osiris this weekend, obviously because we have Iron Banner. If you're looking to rank up an Iron Banner, some great rolls in Iron Banner. Remember to always have your Iron Banner rank boosters equipped, Iron Banner gear equipped, and of course an Iron Banner emblem. Remember that Iron Banner gear counts as not only armor from Iron Banner, but also ornaments from Iron Banner and weapons from Iron Banner. All three of those count as pieces of gear, and remember that you can equip an Iron Banner ornament on top of an already existing piece of Iron Banner gear, and it will count as double. So it allows you to get to that 5 pieces of Iron Banner gear a whole lot quicker, double your rewards. And now we're going to make our way over to the tower really fast. Maybe run through some of the best rolls for Iron Banner weapons really quick, because everybody should be chasing at least one of these. And like I said, having all those pieces of gear equipped will allow you to get more Iron Ingrams, which ultimately will give you more rewards. As we're loading in, today's Legendary Lost Sector also can be found over on Europa in the Perdition Legendary Lost Sector. It's awarding exotic helmets. So remember, if you're looking to farm exotic helmets, this is a fairly decent Legendary Lost Sector to farm, but also if you are just looking for an exotic helmet and you've been storing up any of the exotics in your Postmaster, your exotic Ingrams, from Legendary Lost Sectors, which also exotics are going to be getting a big change that kind of help this whole process. But remember, today you can take those exotics out of your Postmaster and they will decrypt into exotic helmets. That's if you've gotten those exotic Ingrams from a Legendary Lost Sector. Over at Lord Saladin, the role that I think everybody should be chasing this week from Iron Banner, if you don't have one already, get yourself a Tusk of the Boar. It's one of the best grenade launchers you can have in the game. You can roll with hatchlings and slice, or slice and chain reaction. It's amazing for all strand builds, but really it's just a great grenade launcher to have overall. Waveframes are great for PvE, and this is one of the best. So definitely pick that up. Quickly over at the Vanguard. This week from the Nightfall and GM Nightfall, we have the Wild Style Adept Grenade Launcher once again. And also this week's Nightfall and GM Nightfall is the Corrupted Strike. So if you're looking for any tutorials on best ways to do the Corrupted Strike, farm it out, cheese it, all those things, you can check out one of my previous videos on it. They'll be linked in the top right corner, but you can also just do a search on my channel. There should be one from at least a few weeks ago. This week's featured dungeon is the Spire of the Watcher if you're looking to farm Artifice Armor. And this week's featured raid is the Garden of Salvation, if you're looking to get the divinity done. And I'm sure a lot of people are at the moment because of Pantheon. A lot of the encounters that you'll be doing in Pantheon are actually much easier done with someone with divinity in your fire team. So just keep that in mind. Something I'll definitely include as far as my tips and tricks for all the current raid boss encounters in Pantheon. Over Banshee 44, remember this loot will rotate 7 hours after the daily reset timer, so 7 hours after when XUR arrived for you. We have the bow, whose name I can never pronounce, but we'll come back to in 1 second. We have our Cartesian coordinate, always recommend getting. We have a dire promise, this pulse rifle, and we have a bump in the night. Let me know what the names of either this pulse rifle are or this bow are in the comments down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. But we will cover this bow briefly because there may be something very interesting with this one in one moment. If I may put something back in my postmaster, or excuse me, in my vault. And this is what happens when you hoard too many weapons. So now if you pick up this bow, apologies for the organizational issues. And dismantle it, you'll notice I got an enhancement core back. That's because this particular bow, like many times before, has been glitched out and will give you at least one enhancement core back for every single one that you buy. So this is a way of storing up some enhancement cores, though at the exchange of some other materials. But if you're looking for enhancement cores, this is a very easy exchange to do at the moment. And that is going to conclude all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 Into the Light or Final Shape content like this. You can also, if you've watched till this point in the video, leave a hashtag XUR or a hashtag Into the Light or a hashtag Final Shape or any one of the things that I asked you to mention in the comments section down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. And remember, when we reach 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, we'll be giving away an Xbox Series X or a video card of equivalent value. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Look out for that Pantheon video. And of course, we will see you next time.